Hi, and welcome back to this AI-900 Azure AI Fundamentals course. In the previous lessons, we focused on AI workloads, responsible AI, machine learning types, and core ML concepts with Azure Machine Learning. In this lesson, we will dive into computer vision on Azure. You will learn what computer vision is and which problems it solves, the main capabilities of Azure AI Vision, when to use custom vision instead, and how to recognize exam scenarios that require one of these services. If this lesson helps you in your AI-900 journey, remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the upcoming lessons. Let's start with the basic idea. Computer vision is about using AI to understand information from images and videos. Instead of a human looking at a picture and describing what is there, we use models that can detect and classify objects, read text in images, analyze faces and basic attributes, and extract visual information for search and analytics. On Azure, the main services for computer vision are Azure AI Vision for general vision tasks, and custom vision when you need to train your own image classifier or detector for a specific domain. For the AI-900 exam, your job is to read a scenario and decide which of these services best fits the requirement. Now let's focus on Azure AI Vision. Azure AI Vision provides pre-built capabilities for common tasks such as image analysis, identifying objects, people, and basic characteristics in an image, tagging and descriptions, generating tags and short descriptions of what the image contains, Optical Character Recognition, or OCR, reading text from images and scanned documents, basic face-related analysis, detecting faces and some attributes, depending on allowed use cases. Typical scenarios where Azure AI Vision is a good fit include automatically tagging product images for an online catalog, detecting whether an image contains certain common objects or scenes, extracting printed text from a picture of a sign, a menu, or a simple document, building applications that need general-purpose understanding of images. In exam questions, phrases such as analyze images and generate tags, describe what is in a picture, or read text from an image are strong indicators that the right answer involves Azure AI Vision. Sometimes, however, you need more than a general-purpose model. Imagine you work for a company that manufactures a specific type of component, and you want to classify images of that component as good, minor defect, or critical defect. Those categories are unique to your business. In these situations, custom vision is often the right choice. Custom vision allows you to upload your own labeled images, train a model specifically for your own set of classes, choose between image classification, what is in the image, and object detection, where objects are in the image, and then publish the trained model as an endpoint that other applications can call. You still work at a high level, you don't need to implement the neural network yourself, but you control the labels, the training images, and how the model is used. On the exam, look for hints like we need to classify images into categories that are specific to our business. We have our own labeled images for a custom problem. We want to detect custom objects in photos or video frames. Those descriptions typically point to custom vision rather than the generic Azure AI Vision service. Let's make the distinction even clearer with some examples. Suppose the scenario says, a retailer wants to automatically assign general tags to product images such as shoes, outdoor, or blue, and generate short descriptions for the website. General tagging and description can be handled by Azure AI Vision using its pre-built image analysis features. Now consider another scenario. A quality control team wants to detect specific types of cracks in a specialized industrial part. They have a labeled dataset of images showing different defect types. In this case, the defect categories are not generic. They require a model trained on the company's own images. This is a good fit for custom vision. Another example. A team wants to build a solution that reads text from photos of receipts to process expense reports. Here, we have a mix. Reading the text itself is OCR, which is part of Azure AI Vision. If the goal is to extract specific fields like total amount or date from structured documents, the scenario might also involve document intelligence. In AI 900, the key is to understand the main emphasis. If the task is general image understanding or reading text from images, think Azure AI Vision. If the task is custom classification or detection with your own labels, think Custom Vision. Another important aspect is image classification versus object detection. With image classification, the model answers questions like, what is in this image? Which category does this entire picture belong to? For example, dog versus cat, or defective versus non-defective. With object detection, the model goes a step further and answers, where in this image are the relevant objects? What are the bounding boxes and labels for each object? For example, finding all cars in a street image and drawing boxes around them, or detecting all instances of a certain type of product on a shelf. Custom Vision supports both modes. On the exam, if a scenario mentions locate multiple objects in a single image or draw bounding boxes around items, that is a strong hint for object detection rather than simple classification. Let's also talk briefly about real-time and edge scenarios. Sometimes, computer vision models need to run on devices close to where images are captured, with limited connectivity, or with strict latency requirements, such as cameras in a factory or on a vehicle. In these cases, you can export models trained with custom vision or other vision tools to run on edge devices, using containers or compatible runtimes. For AI 900, you don't need deep details about deployment targets, but you should recognize that Azure AI Vision models can be deployed both in the cloud and on the edge to support scenarios like factory automation, on-site inspection, or offline analysis. If a question mentions run the model on a device close to the camera or limited connectivity to the cloud, it often hints at a deployment to the edge. Let's recap the key ideas from this lesson. Computer vision on Azure is mainly implemented through Azure AI Vision, pre-built capabilities for image analysis, tagging, descriptions, and OCR. Custom vision, custom image classification and object detection models based on your own labeled images. Typical Azure AI Vision scenarios involve general tagging and description of images, recognizing common objects or scenes, reading text from images via OCR. Typical custom vision scenarios involve business-specific categories and labels, custom quality control models, domain-specific detection of objects in pictures or video frames. You also saw the difference between image classification, predicting a single label for the whole image. Object detection, detecting and locating multiple objects in one image. And you saw that these models can be deployed both in the cloud and on edge devices for real-time and offline use. In the AI 900 exam, you should focus on reading the scenario carefully and asking, is this a generic image understanding problem or a custom visual problem? Do we just need labels, or do we need locations of objects as well? Is there any mention of edge deployment or real-time processing? Those questions will guide you toward the correct choice between Azure AI Vision, Custom Vision, and related services. If this lesson was helpful, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and continue to the next lessons, where we will explore Azure AI services for language, speech, and document intelligence in more detail. Thank you for watching.